Hi friends, welcome to another brand new video, and today I'm going to talk about Reiki. If you don't know me, my name is Abhishek and I'm the founder at Bleuauras. I'm your guide to happiness and I try to come up with different videos pretty much every week that talks about how our esoteric wisdom blends with our modern knowledge. Please give us a like and also subscribe to our channel because in this manner you will stay informed about my upcoming videos, and also this video will be referred to other people who might benefit. So please help the community to grow. And before I move ahead, I would like to thank you for the immense amount of love that you have given to our YouTube channel in terms of your comments, in terms of your views, etc. etc. That makes me personally very happy and I'm very grateful. So keep the trend going. So coming back to the topic, today I'm going to talk about Reiki. What is Reiki? It is a Japanese technique of stress reduction or healing. In simplest way, this is what we can say about Reiki. But you will get more light if you focus on the word. The word itself is Japanese, Reiki. So if you split the word into two, Rei means universal and Ki means life energy. Putting them together, Reiki means universal life energy. It's a good energy which must flow. And this energy is not very different from the Chinese Qi or the Vedic Prana. And today we see there are numerous numbers of Reiki healers and Reiki masters all over the globe. And what they are essentially trying to do is they are trying to keep this flow of energy at a certain level so that it doesn't get blocked. Because if this energy flow gets blocked, then there is a problem. It could result in negative things such as illness. So the idea is to keep this energy going from one place to other. It should flow and make our life better. That is the job of a Reiki therapist. I am a Reiki therapist too. So I felt I should make a video on Reiki because that will help the community to understand what is Reiki and what they are actually getting when they visit a therapist. So if we go back to the origin, Reiki was supposedly discovered somewhere in Japan, and Mikao Usui is considered to be the founder of Reiki. It seems like Usui went to a certain place in Japan, it's called the Mount Kurama, where he practiced a 21-day meditation under severe fasting condition, and he received some sort of a spiritual vibe which was a very positive vibe, and eventually he decided that he should transfer this energy to everyone so that everyone else can benefit. That's how Reiki actually started. This is one of the major ideas behind the origin of Reiki. And this event pretty much happened around 1922. So we can very well say that Reiki is 100 years old healing technique that we have today. And it's getting very popular. People are receiving Reiki, people are giving Reiki, and a lot of people are also learning Reiki from qualified Reiki masters. And if you have received Reiki or the Reiki energy healing, you will notice that a practitioner uses their hands to give Reiki. Ideally, this does not need a physical contact with the body of the subject, but it still needs some sort of a movement of the hands without touching. So hands are the best tools to give Reiki. I enjoy this part a lot, being myself a Reiki therapist. Reiki is a specialized healing, as I told you before, and you need to learn Reiki from a Reiki master. Without learning Reiki, you cannot really receive or channel Reiki to someone else. You might be doing something like Reiki, but it's not Reiki. You have to go to a Reiki master and get the required training in order to get Reiki and channel it further to someone else. When you try to learn Reiki, you have to go through certain stages, just like you do in any exam or any subject. These stages are known as attunement and ignition. So in simple terms, unless you are attuned or ignited by the Reiki master, you are not really learning Reiki, or you just cannot give Reiki to someone else and call yourself a Reiki therapist, depending on which stage you are. Another thing which is very important to understand, and I think if you have a good teacher, if you go to a good Reiki master, they will tell you right away. So you have to understand that a person who is giving Reiki to you is simply channeling the Reiki from a higher source. Some people imagine that to be a higher consciousness. To some, it might be a Christ consciousness. To some, it might be Buddha. And to some, it might be an unknown, universal, pure consciousness. As simple as that. You derive energy from a universal consciousness as a teacher, as a practitioner, and you simply channel it to the subject. You are not directing anything, you are not creating anything. If you have watched this far, before moving ahead to more exciting things, give me a like and please subscribe to our channel so that this channel can reach other people and you also get informed about more upcoming and exciting topics. Once again, I won't get into too much details about what Reiki is, but I want to give you an overview so that you have an understanding of this process. You might visit a Reiki master or a Reiki therapist tomorrow to make your life better. So you know, okay, what is the deal? What is Reiki? Why people talk about it? Why it's so exciting? So that is the purpose of this video. I'll share some of my thoughts or some of the properties of Reiki that makes it one of my favorite healing techniques. Reiki is a spiritual technique. It's not religious, which means people from any faith or belief can actually have Reiki, just like meditating, just like exercise. Second, it's really easy and does not need a physical contact. That's not essential. Touching the body of the subject is not essential. So you can simply take your hands closer to the body of the subject and simply channel the Reiki. Third, you don't need expensive tools to do Reiki. Reiki works irrespective of distance. Doesn't matter. I could be sitting in Canada, you could be sitting in India or Tanzania. You can receive Reiki because I told you at the very beginning, Reiki is a form of energy and energy can travel pretty much everywhere. Reiki doesn't harm you. You might feel something after a Reiki session, or you might not feel something, but it won't be a negative feeling. And lastly, the healer or the therapist who is channeling Reiki is also benefiting in that process. So it's like a two-way traffic. The subject benefits who is receiving Reiki, and the healer also benefit because that flow of energy is activated within the healer's body. So this flow must go on and both healer and subject benefit. So now you have a clear idea why I like Reiki, because somewhat it's very flexible, and probably that's one of the reasons a lot of people around the world love doing and receiving Reiki. And I can tell you about 1,000 hospitals in US today have included Reiki as a part of their major patient care. Although in Canada, Reiki is not regulated, but there are many organizations and associations which are actually promoting and talking about Reiki, which is a great thing. So far, I have told you that to do Reiki, you don't need to touch the person physically. It's not essential. And why is that? From where that principle is coming? Reiki works irrespective of physical touch because what Reiki is essentially healing is the energy flow, and that energy flow somehow rest outside the material body, outside the physical body. You might have heard this term called aura. So, in other words, Reiki tries to heal this aura. And what aura is in today's term, it's always present outside the material body, and sometimes it can range up to 5 to 6 feet outside a material body. And that aura might be disturbed where the energy flow is not good, or it might have a smooth energy flow. All that the Reiki healer is doing is creating a distinct rhythmic flow in the aura so that no energy is blocked and the subject feels better. And of course, there are situations in which the energy flow in the aura can be blocked. These include illness and diseases. Today, there is a better term to define what aura is. A lot of people has redefined aura as something we know today as biofield. It's actually again an energy biofield. It's made up of many entities, particularly electrons and protons. It's a layer that is outside our body, and it's pretty much invisible to most of us. But in the older days, a specific kind of photography has captured aura outside human body, such as Kirlian photography. So now you know why you don't need to touch the physical body of the subject, because Reiki is actually working on the outer layer of the material body or the physical body, which is the aura, to keep the energy flow consistent. I already told you that the nature of your aura is a derivative of your consciousness. If you are diseased, or you have an illness, or you are suffering from some sort of a pain, the aura energetics changes. And that's where a Reiki healer comes in to make things work for you. Many kinds of illnesses can be treated by the Reiki healing process. And I'll give you some example like cold, flu, sore throat, cancer, bone pain, other orthopedic issues, back pain, anxiety, depression, mental agony of various other kinds. These kind of modalities can be treated with Reiki. But one thing I will definitely say, if you are watching this video, that Reiki is an alternative form of healing. It's a long-term healing process, and it complements a regular medical therapy. So if you are ongoing a medical therapy and you are visiting a Reiki healer, definitely you can do so with the doctor's advice, or you can just do it independently, but make sure you do not discontinue your ongoing therapy, because Reiki is a slow process that yields results. You won't expect anything overnight. This is a very important point, and keep this in mind. To really benefit from Reiki, you need to have it, and if you give Reiki to yourself, keep practicing it daily, every time, every day, every moment when it's convenient for you. That's how you will develop a relationship with this Reiki healing energy, and you will start talking to this energy. You will feel it in every sphere of your life. I feel it in every sphere of my life, whether I'm eating, talking with friends, making this YouTube video, conducting Reiki sessions, etc., etc., etc. So, ideally, in the older days, Reiki used to consist of multiple steps, particularly if you want to become a Reiki therapist or a Reiki master. It used to be a slow and a long process. But over time, Reiki got very popular even in the West. So, Reikis are broadly divided into three stages or 3 degrees: the first degree, the second degree, and the third degree, which is ideally the master level. So, once you have completed the third degree, you become a Reiki master, a person who can teach other people about Reiki, a person who can help other people to get attuned and ignited through this Reiki healing process. Because remember, I told you at the very beginning of the video, unless and until you are getting placement, attuned, or ignition from a Reiki master, you are not really learning a Reiki. Then something is seriously wrong. I'm telling you this because if you go to the Reiki healer, you should understand that the person who is treating you or healing you has undergone these processes from a Reiki master, has learned these processes from a Reiki master. And last but not the least, I want to finish this video by telling you the Reiki ideals. So if you are practicing Reiki, it's good to stick to these ideals throughout the day, throughout your life, and remind yourself every time that I need to follow this. I'll give you some examples, such as don't get angry, don't worry, be grateful to others, be kind to others, and work hard. So these are the Reiki ideals. These are somewhat similar to the teachings of Buddhism, but you should know that Reiki is not a derivative of Buddhism. Some people think they are because Reiki has a connection with Mikao Usui, and Usui comes from a Buddhist tradition. So that led people to believe that Reiki is actually a Buddhist practice, which is not true, because Reiki is absolutely spiritual and not religious. So the claims and connections with specific religions are still not proven. You might find similarity, but that's not an absolute fact. So that's all about Reiki overview to you. And I should tell you again at this point that last week I released a video on meditation overview. So if you want to watch that video, I have put a link in the description box. Please let me know if you like this video, and if you practice Reiki, if you want to learn Reiki, if you want to give Reiki to someone else you love, put it down in the comment section and we can talk more about it. If you want to connect with me more intimately, I would strongly encourage you to visit our website at www.bleuauras.com, or just check out our social media pages on Facebook and Instagram. We can connect in a much better way and go further. Now it's the freebie time. On 10th of February, I am conducting a free meditation workshop which is going to be virtual or online. If you want to be a part of that workshop, please register using the link given at the description box. I'm really looking forward to connect with you on a one-on-one basis. Thank you so much for being patient and watching this video this far. Next week, I'll be back with another new video. Till then, stay very well, stay healthy, in peace, goodbye.